What's going on, guys? Welcome to Chiefs Out West. My name is Kia.
And I'm Butch Davis.
We are here to talk about the Chiefs winning over the LA Chargers 24-17 in Mexico City. A big, huge win right before the bye. Butch, as usual, where should we start right now?
I think we should start with a big sigh of relief that the Kansas City Chiefs didn't go into the worst case scenario at 6-5, behind the Oakland Raiders. So everybody can take one big. Okay, that's good. Now, after we've done that, let's go ahead and review what we liked from this game. I want to start off with what I liked from this game because there was a lot to like from this game. First of all, our first prediction, Frank Clark.
Oh yeah. Frank Clark was a beast. He was a beast. He stepped up, just like we talked about it in the last video. You know what? We in this game we kind of talked, or last video we talked about how we need a few people to step up. One was Frank Clark. We're playing against second, third string offensive lineman, and he needs to produce. Like, he needed this big game, or else Chiefs fans were going to just give up on him for the rest of the year. And so that was one. He had a big, huge drop, a big INT, but Tyrann Mathieu also stepped up. That first interception just got us back. He got us that first touchdown of the game, and it kind of changed momentum for us, and I felt like we were able to come alive, and he kind of set the pace as well. I could go on and on, but just sticking by the defense, those two guys really, really step up. We need to give a lot of props to Mike Pennel. He was inactive last week, and I think we all wanted to see him play. And I think in the first drive, he wasn't playing. Ivy was playing. And I was getting really irritated. I'm like, here we go. They're just running on us. What was 10 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards. And I was like, and I noticed Pennel wasn't in until they got into the red zone. And Gordon had that one run for only 2 yards because he was stopped basically at the LOS, and then the rest is history. So huge shout out to Mike Pennel because we needed him. We needed him last week, but I'm glad we had him here, and I'm glad the coaches stepped it up. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Mike Pennel is going to be active for every game for the rest of the season. I don't care if he's not. We're burning down a portion of Arrowhead. Look, I'm not trying to make it seem like a guy who's got 32 snaps out of our total, something like 60-something defensive snaps was that important, but he was really that important. He got a sack in the game. He was a run stuffer, so I was happy for him as well. Yeah, like you mentioned, our prediction for Frank Clark, we said it had to be the Frank Clark game. We got the Frank Clark game, albeit against Trey Pipkins and the ghost of Sam Tevy, whoever they were playing at right tackle, I don't care. He smoked them. He smoked them consistently from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. We had little D in depth in that game, so he was playing close to 100% of the snaps, if not 100% of the snaps on defense. I think that goes underappreciated as well. He not only played, but he played well, made an impact. Some of it didn't show up on the stat line, and he did it all game long, up until the final snap of the game when Sorensen got that INT. So I'm very proud of Frank in that regards. I was kind of missing Chris Jones. Did Chris Jones make plays in that game? I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying – from that standpoint, I was like, man, Frank had a heck of a game. Chris, I'm okay with that, though, because it was enough to get by. So we mentioned a little bit of defense. We mentioned Tyrann Mathieu, who should have had 2 picks to basically put that game away. If he had caught that second pick, that duck in the middle of the field at 24, I think the score was something like 17-9 at that point, or 24-9 at that point, we would have really put them away. This would have been a blowout like any other, and Keenan Allen wouldn't have gotten that touchdown, and Kyle Brandt, shock jock out there at Good Morning Football, who made the stupid mistake of guaranteeing to wear Keenan Allen's jersey for a week straight had he scored a touchdown against the Chiefs, would have had to do so. That's good for being a shock jock. All right, man, that was the defense. They did well. How about the offense? What'd you like from the offense?
Cool. Yeah. And really quick, on the defense real quick, I just want to make a quick shout out to Spags, who made the adjustment at halftime to put Sorensen on Eckler and just kind of shadow him. Eckler had maybe one or two big kind of plays a little bit, but when I noticed on the gameplay when when Sorensen was just shadowing Eckler was non-existent. And I really like that going forward, and I hope that they continue to allow Sorensen just to kind of monitor their running backs. We need our faster guys on these quick running backs, and I hope that goes forward. But anyways, offensive side of the ball. So, it's so funny because, with the Chiefs, football, going back for so many years, we're not a team that can play both sides of the ball consistently. It's either one side of the ball or nothing. But, the offense made enough plays to win the game. So that's all I really care about. But one thing I really liked about the game is Mecole Hardman. Like, he is fast, and every time they gave the ball to him, he made plays. And I just really hope, like screens. I was just saying, give him in screens, put him in anywhere where he can just run and make plays. Like, he's the kind of player that even if the play in front of him is not developing, he can go around, turn around, go the other way. Like, he is so aware. He's like aware of the whole field, and he's so freaking fast. Like, how could we not keep giving him the ball? And I hope to see more of him. You know what? Like, people kind of were a little upset about the play calling, and it didn't seem like Andy Reid was putting a lot out there. But I don't know. I enjoyed the play calling because it took the time off the clock. Like, we were running the ball. We were not like throwing it away or not allowing the time go off the clock at all. And so I kind of liked the play calling, and I felt like our offense actually had trust in our defense because they knew they can get after Rivers, so they weren't trying to do anything crazy. And we have to understand that this field in Mexico was not the very best. And I heard Tyreek Hill could have probably gone in, but like, they weren't going to risk his injury over this field. And you can just tell, like, they weren't trying to do a lot of stuff because, on this field they were very limited. But like, I was just kind of happy with the play calling. And then I'm honestly, I kind of wish we give Darrell Williams some more credit, some more playing time. Like, his vision, his cutbacks, and his like aggressiveness to attack the hole. I was just really happy. I mean, those were kind of my main points and things that I liked about the offense.
Yeah, I think you hit pretty much on all of it. I mean, first of all, the field just absolutely horrendous at times, right? Like, you see it at the beginning of the game, the field looks nice, and then you start running on it, and just large patches of it start pulling out. Like, that is tough for a team that's predicated on speed like the Chiefs. We're not what you would call mutters. We're not a team that you're just going to turn around and hand the ball off 20 times, like it played to the advantage of a Melvin Gordon. We need our guys to play loose and fast, especially on the edges. And there were times and there was a 3rd and 12 completion from Patrick Mahomes to Byron Pringle. Byron Pringle's whole foot came out, or else he would have had a first down. I think Andy had that idea in mind. He knew what he was seeing on the field, knew he didn't have any Tyreek Hill. He was like, look, let's just get the requisite plays in to be able to beat these guys. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a 40-point game. They weren't able to sink guys deep consistently. Some of that is Gus Bradley's defense actually doing well against the Chiefs. This is his 3rd or 4th time seeing the Chiefs, and he's done a pretty decent job, especially in that game. But really, we were just too talented for him. And yeah, you're right. Like, Mecole Hardman should have touched the ball at least 6 or 7 times on offense, at a minimum. I mean, maybe 6 or 7 times each half. Because at the very least, once he gets the ball, a couple of missed tackles, he's gone. I was shocked that he only really had that one big play for a first down. And the other thing, I think Sammy could have done the same thing. Sammy wasn't getting much scratch down the field. Sammy wasn't getting it off of his routes, sticking a stick route, getting a comeback, but he was getting it short and running it long, using himself more like a running back. Those are the types of plays that when a game gets like that, I hope Andy adjusts, gets it to him short, and turns around and hands it off to Darrell Williams because, man, he crunched someone on his way to a touchdown. Right. My goodness.
Yeah, no, and like, what I also really liked, which I don't know if it was, is what they meant to do, but we have to understand, like, Andy Reid didn't have to go deep in his playbook. He didn't have to just come up, use like all the trickery plays that, and then other teams can notice and game plan for us later on. Like, he saved it. He saved a lot of plays. And I think every game is a win-win for you when you can save a bunch of your plays. Because if we can continue to play like this, dirty, weird, terrible games like this, and we can get into the playoffs, we will be even better and more fearful. Teams will be more fearful of us because they haven't seen all we have. And guess what? Tyreek Hill and Mahomes haven't even played more than like 2-3 games, this year yet. So we're like, the whole world is still missing a lot of plays that Andy has put together for them. And so I am not disappointed. I am very happy with this performance. Maybe Phillip Rivers, whatever, but like, this team overall played how they needed to do in a Mexico City where it's not their natural habitat. Everything was not going against them, and they came off with a win. And that's what good teams do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I would be a little more upset too by the almost fumble from LaShawn McCoy and Deion Yeller getting bailed out on another fumble. That kind of got me upset. But I have to put things into perspective, I think, is what we're talking about here. That's a division opponent. Division games are weird. Sometimes they just end up being L's from out of nowhere. We lost to this team the last time we played them in the regular season.
Right.
We came away with a win that many miles away from home. I'm just happy. I couldn't even be more happy. I think we're relatively healthy as we go into the bye week. Now it's time to sit back and watch Raiders, Kia, Raiders, Jets. I know we haven't gone this far yet, but do the Jets stand a chance, man? I mean, they're playing in New York.
Honestly, Jets are coming off 2 straight wins. They seem to kind of be gelling together. Raiders haven't, other than the Colts, they haven't really beaten, I believe, an over 500 type team. They played a lot of close games. Like, even the game against the Bengals at home, they only won 14-7. Like, everyone's giving them so much credit. Like, oh, Kansas City better be Reid. Like, even the Good Morning America, they were arguing. They were both debating, like, dude, we should be, the Raiders are going to win. No, the Chiefs are going to win. Who's going to win the division? It's like it's so much context is being left out of it. No one's really seeing, like, who are these teams playing, who are they not playing. And Jets are pretty hot, and I really do feel like Jets are going to pull off with that win. I do think it's going to be an upset. And their defense is playing well right now. So, that's my opinion. I'm not really afraid of the Raiders. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that game against the Bengals, watched a lot of it. You know what? I got to give credit where credit's due. They could have, again, flubbed that game. They didn't. The Bengals, for some reason, were playing good run defense. They hadn't been playing good run defense all year, and they stepped up to the plate like they were actually going to try to win that game. But Raiders didn't let them do it. Max Crosby had 4 sacks in that game. I didn't think he'd be contributing this year. They had some players that made some plays for him, Tyrell Williams, but that's their formula, is just kind of keep the game close, muddy it up, run the football, take care of the football, and let the other team kind of flub and really let their defense's ability to stop the run with Jonathan Hankins and P.J. Hall and Maurice Hurst. They can stop the run. It's tough to run through the middle of them. If you don't have the type of quarterback of the offense to air them out, you're not going to do well. This Adam Gase is going to snap out of this and continue the trend of actually being able to coach good offensive football. He shouldn't be allowing the quarterback to get blown. I have the Jets winning this game too. I think the Raiders go on the road here all the way to New York City and they get shocked. So make sure to keep this in mind when we actually go through our game-to-game predictions, because I'm feeling like I'm not sure if it's just me riding the high of us winning, but I find the Raiders are probably going to lose the game to the Jets. I see them pulling this off.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we got a lot of important games this week, that are going to be really, really important to, where we are in seeding wise, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to these games this weekend and the bye.
Man, likewise. Just get through the bye week. No. We get through the bye week without a loss.
No. But anyways, well, that's all we got for the show today. Please subscribe, like, comment, and thank you for listening, guys. Take care. Peace.
Peace.